Hey guys, it's Lunar here. Welcome back to another story time. Before I jump into this, I hope you are all having a very wonderful weekend. Mine has been alright for sure, and I'm very looking forward to the aftermath stuff that's supposed to happen that I plan on doing. But this story time is something kind of wild, not too wild, but somewhat wild, and just a very big interaction or surprise, what you want to call it, stuff like that. But yeah, let's just get into it. So today's story time takes place about like yesterday, I would say. So what happened was that before I actually talk about the story, I'll give a bit of backstory. I made a previous um, story time video about this before when I was uh, doing work with this older woman, and she's sort of a friend, but sort of a work buddy. Like she's like mix between a friend and a work friend, if that makes sense. And we were working together to like design clothes and like fashion designing clothes and just selling them because they both love arts and crafts and stuff like that, and this is something that we are both very stoked about. But unfortunately and sadly, though, that our friendship came to an end just because that I was having some major problems with her, and she was just being a toxic friend towards me, and she just wasn't really necessarily being the best towards me, and I just got very tired of her being so rude to me and being so mean to me and just like being ag- aggressive or using aggression communication towards me, if that makes sense. So just because of that, whenever she went off to Hawaii, because that's where she went last time I spoke to her before our fall, was that she told me that she was making a trip over to Hawaii with her boyfriend, and I assume some romantic date or something like that. I'm not exactly too sure. But anyways, though, when she went out to Hawaii, I vowed to never speak to her, never see her again because of it. Just because that I just didn't think that our relationship or whatever thing we had between us just wasn't going too well. It just becoming more and more and more toxic as time goes on. But little did I know, this was only just a temporary fall, because a few months go by, like I was, let's say like 3 or 4 months probably it goes by, and I have not spoken to her since then. She has reached out to me like she tried to call me like twice, and she even DM'd me, and she sent me a friend request on Facebook, but I just kept pushing away just because that I was keeping my promise and just staying the hell away from her, and because I just needed to protect my own bubble, if that makes sense. So as time went by, still no talk, and time went by so long in my book, like in my opinion, that time has went by so much that eventually I've actually somewhat forgot about her, and now it's completely over it. And I honestly, truly, genuinely thought that I would never see her or talk to her again. Like that was gonna be the final thing between us. So yeah, I was just pretty much over it, and I just never ever think about her anymore. But until then, as a few time went by, I was going out for a bike ride, and I remember that I needed to make a trip over to Publix to return something for some cash, so that way I can make a trip over to my bank to build up my credit score. And I was riding my bike like somewhat fast and somewhat slow at the same time, like just because I was just only just trying to enjoy myself. Like I wasn't really trying to be in a rush, like too much in a rush about it. So I was like I was just in a mix between being in a rush about it and not being in a rush about it, just because I only had an hour or half an hour before my bank closed, and I just wanted to enjoy myself, but at the same time, though, I needed to make sure I get all this done in time. So I was just somewhat going fast, but somewhat going slow at the same time. And then once I finally arrived to my destination at Publix, I was making my way over to the parking lot to park my bike. And when I crossed over onto the sidewalk that is connected to Publix, and I was making a turn. That's when, let's just give her a name. Let's call her Mila. So Mila, she says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hey!" And I thought genuinely thought that I was about to accidentally on her hit somebody with my bike. So I was sick. So I immediately shoved my foot onto against the ground, and I like squeezed the handlebars to make my bike immediately stop, just because I really did not want to accidentally hit her my bike. And then I was looking to see eh, if she would walk by yet. Like I was looking at her to watch her walk by, so I can continue to pursue my destination. And I saw no other than Mila. And when I saw Mila, my eyes immediately popped out of my face, and so my heart immediately dropped to my stomach, and I was like, no shit. No shit. No fucking way it is who I think it is. Like, this cannot possibly be what it is. Because I literally ran into Mila, and I was just so surprised about that moment, just because that I ran into her very unexpectedly, and I vowed to never speak to her or see her again. So when I ran into her, I was just sitting there in complete frozen by like unexpected surprise. I guess that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I was just sitting there now, and I felt completely frozen, just because I honestly felt more than very surprised by what happened. And Mila, she was saying, "Hey, how I'm doing," and I didn't know what to do. Like I honestly really didn't know what to do. I wanted to leave and run away so bad, just because I was afraid that she was going to lash out at me and just like scream and yell at me in front of everybody in public and just humiliate me, just to get her revenge on me for me on ignoring her and like keeping my distance from her. So I was just feeling so nervous and feeling so anxious about it the whole time. Just like prepare myself for that moment when it comes by. So whenever it comes by, if it does come by, I just make a run for it and I get away from her. But it was more surprising for me now, just because she was actually being very nice to me. Like she was being very nice. She was being very chilled. She was just being very cool with me, and she was actually being a really cool, chilled person. Actually, like, and she would just like ask me so many questions about my life and how things have been, and she's telling me how much she's happy to see me, and she told me that she really wants to hang out with me, and she was hoping that we would get back to doing that fashion design business. And we were just sitting there talking for a minute, and that's when she told me something that I never expected her to say. She literally, I shit you not, she literally says, "Liz," and I just want to say that I owe you an apology, just because that I know that I haven't really been the best to you, and I had been very moody with you, and I was being very aggressive towards you and approach you with aggression, and I just wanted to apologize to you for it. And that ever since that you stopped talking to me, that I've been taking different medications, I've been in therapy, and I'm getting much better now. Like my behavior has been improved so much actually. So I just really, really sincerely hope that you would give me another chance here. And when she said this, I was like, you know what? Maybe she's right. Like maybe, just maybe that she's actually telling the truth, and she's not actually gonna be like that anymore. Like she truly has learned her lesson, and she wants to make better choices and be a better person for me, and just make this more into a positive thing rather than a negative thing. So yeah, when she said this, I put some thought into my head. Like I was thinking deeply about it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe she's right. Maybe she actually has changed uh, for her ways for the better. So maybe, just maybe, I should perhaps just let all that blow over and give her another chance, not only for her sake but for my sake. And so I was like, you know what? How about this? How about when I get back home, we can talk about it over the phone? Is that something that you would like? And she said, yes, absolutely. I would love that very much, actually. And I was like, all right, so when I get back home, I will speak to you about this. We can have a very personal conversation about this, like just a very serious talk about this. So, yeah, we both agreed on it, and she went her way, I went my way, and we just went our separate ways. And I went over to Publix. I returned the stuff, got my cash in return, and I made my trip over to the bank, deposited money, and I got that taken care of. And then I was on my way back home, and during the whole time, I just was still in complete surprise and mind blown by what happened, and I kept telling myself like, I cannot believe this fucking happened. Like seriously, I cannot believe this happened. Like shit, that's all to say about this really, is that this is so shit right here. Like I already know what kind of words to describe this really. I was just so in so much surprise and absolutely mind blown by what just happened, because I really honestly genuinely didn't think this would ever happen. But I was gonna be a woman of my word and speak to her on the phone when I get back. And when I got back, I was thinking to myself that, does she seriously think that she's blocked still, just because I honestly thought that she would message me and say hey to me and tell me how much she's surprised to see me again and talk to me again, but she didn't. So I was thinking to myself, like, does she seriously still think that I blocked her? So I just reached out to her and I said, "Hey," and she's like, "Hey, Liz," and that's when we talked about it. And she just told me how sorry she is about it, and she was like, sort of begging me for another chance, and I basically said yes. Like I basically told her that I forgive her and I'll give her another chance, and I told her that would you like to meet up with me again? And she said, yeah. And she gave me the date when to meet up with her again. So I made a trip over to her house on Wednesday, I think. I made a trip over to her house, and I was knocking on her door, but she didn't answer. And I was like, is she even home? Just because I remember her telling me that she got her own place. So I didn't know if she was at her own place or if she was at her boyfriend's place. Because previously she was living at her boyfriend's place, but now she got her own place. And I actually saw it, and it looks so gorgeous. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I admit it's tiny as fuck, and it's not really that that much, but in my opinion, it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and just absolutely stunning. And she has like the best view of the parking lot or the community place, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I didn't know if she was at her place or her boyfriend's place, so I decided to just call her and ask her if she's here. So I called her. And I was like, "Hey, are you at your boyfriend's house?" And she's like, "My house." And I was like, "No, I'm at your boyfriend's house." And she was like, "My house?" And I was like, "No, I meant, are you at your boyfriend's house right now?" And she's like, "Yes, I'm here right now. Why?" And he's like, "Oh, because I'm actually here right now, and I knocked on your door, but you didn't answer, so I didn't know if you were here or not." And it's like, "Yeah, I'm here. Just go around and back." And I was like, "All right." So I went around and back, and we said our hays to each other. But I was actually kind of making a joke about it, just because that it's been so long since I did this that I just was so surprised and mind blown by it. And I made a joke about it, and I said long time no see, which was actually true. And we just said hey to each other, and we were just talking to each other and giving each other a big backstory about what's been going on in each other's lives. You know that she shared her information with me, and I shared my information with her. So we both are very well informed about how life has been for us since that we've been distant from each other. And I asked her if she had a Celsius in there just because that whenever I come over, she normally gives me a Celsius just because she knows that is one of my favorite drinks, and it's just something that I normally have when I'm at her place, just because I like to have a drink while I'm working. I don't know why, I just do, I guess. So, but she said that she don't have any Celsius, but she does have this, and she gave me this, and I was like, all right, thank you. And that's when she brought up that she has no, no money really, and she really needs money. So, and she doesn't know about me, but she's sincerely hoping that I'll consider on doing that fashion designing business stuff again that we did before. And believe it or not, I actually agreed to. Like, I straight up immediately agreed to do it again, just because one, life has been very boring for me. Like, life has been incredibly, insanely boring for me. Like, I was always so bored, and I absolutely had nothing to do, and life just was very shitty for me just because it was always very boring for me. I never had anything to do really, and I was sleeping a lot because I was sleeping so much just because that I couldn't ever think of anything to do. And that's how bored I was. Like, I was that bored that I was spending a lot of time sleeping. I'm not really much of a sleeper. Like, I don't like constantly sleep. So when I was like sleeping a lot, that kind of triggered me, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I genuinely can't keep continue to do this. Like, this is not very healthy for me or very good for me whatsoever. Like, I really need to find something to do to keep me occupied and just give me something productive to have. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So yeah, I was just complaining to myself about how boring life has been for me, and how that I've been sleeping too much just because I've been so bored and I can't ever find anything to do. So, and that was like one of the reasons why I chose to do it. And second reason why was because that I really needed money too. Like, I I'm still am, like, my debit card is not doing so hot when it comes to money, just because a fake friend of mine, like, uh, basically manipulated me. Well, actually, yeah, she basically manipulated me into me giving her all my money, which is a very stupid thing I did, which is something that I previously talked about before too, one of these story times. So yeah, I really needed to make money to get my own place and just pay rent, take care of myself and all. And the third reason why was because I just wanted to do something in my life. That's all. I just really wanted a purpose, and I wanted to do, and I desperately, eagerly just wanted to have a purpose in my life and just do something with my life. So yeah, those are like my three reasons why I immediately agreed to do it. So yeah, I immediately agreed to do it. And I was like, yes, of course. I'll be once I mean I will be 100% down to doing it. Like it's actually what I told her. I literally told her that I would be 100% down to doing it. So we were both very stoked on it. Like we were both very stoked on our agreements of reconnecting with the fashion designing stuff that we were doing previously. So ever since then, we started talking and started like discussing about plans and ideas of what to do and how we're gonna do this, how to approach this, and stuff like that. And then that's when one time we were on making a trip over to consignment shop because we wanted to try see if we can buy our clothes off them for a good price, but their service there was complete bullshit. Like no joke. When we went over to consignment shop to try to get them to buy our clothes off us for a good price, right? They literally said they don't give us like very low money just for it. And when she told me about that, I was like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" And she was like, "Yeah, no joke." And I was like, holy shit, that's complete bullshit. Like, seriously? Hell no. And I was like, so do you have any better ideas? And she was like, yeah, I have this one. And her idea was like to uh, sell the garments online, like for her to make an account on Facebook or TikTok or something like that, just a social media platform to for her to make uploads and make posts about our fashion designing clothes, and for her to like introduce them and just sell it online basically. And if that's something that you guys want to check out, if you guys actually want to check stuff like that out, just please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to share it on my on this platform on YouTube, if just to give you guys a bright idea of the fashion design clothes, and where you could buy it from and possibly meet me. I don't know, really. Just let me know if this is something that you want me to share or not, and down in the comments below. But anyways, though, so we were just discussing about that stuff, and then we made our way back to the house. And on our way back over here, I was discussing her about my money problems, and she knew that something deeper than that was the cause of that problem. So she questioned me about it, and I didn't want to lie to her. Like I honestly, genuinely didn't want to lie to her anymore, just because that she has been so nice to me. Like she has been crazy, insanely nice to me, and just been like little bit of a mother figure to me, and just being so nice and being so cool to me that I thought that she generally deserved better than this, so I just really did not want to lie to her about this. So I told her the truth, and I told her that what happened was that basically my this woman that I was very close with, and she was sort of my best friend. Well, she was my best friend. She manipulated me into me giving her all of my money just by buying her stuff and spoiling her with stuff. And then that's when she confessed her feelings for me, and I got very angry for it. And she was like sort of like giving me that look and that talk, like pit talk of like, are you serious, Liz? Like seriously, what the fuck were you thinking? Like seriously, that's a very dumb thing for you to do. And I was like, yeah, I know. And to be honest with you, she wasn't wrong. She generally wasn't wrong. She was completely right about everything, and she just being very wise about it and being completely right about everything. Like I really didn't know what I was thinking. That was a very dumb thing that I did by doing that, and Mila, if you're watching this, which I know that isn't your real name, but I'm using it anyways, just respect your privacy. If you're watching this, yes, I have, it's true. I have learned my lesson. I really have, truly have, genuinely have learned my lesson from that. And I promise you that I'm not talking to her anymore. And I have learned a very good lesson from that. But anyway, so we went over to this pizza restaurant just because she wanted to buy me dinner, which was very cool for her. Shout out to her for that, for buying me dinner. And we had this pizza, and then there was this when short time really kicks in. So there was this guy that we saw, and we weren't really paying attention to him, but he was like right behind us, and he saw us sitting there talking, and he, for some reason, I don't know why to this day, but for some reason he decided to approach us, and then he was asking her for money for about like $1 or two or something like that, but she politely said no to him, not to reject his help or anything, but she was really struggling with money too. And that was the truth. Like, that was actually the truth. But that guy did not take it well. Like, that guy actually did not take it well. He thought that she was lying to him about it, just to push him away about it, and just like refused to help him, and just like, I'm sure you understand what I mean by it. But she was actually being honest about it and telling the truth about it, but he didn't take it well. He thought that she was trying to be a dick to him, so he got very angry about it. Like, he got really angry about it, and he started like yelling at her for it. He actually snapped at her. Like, he actually snapped at her, and then I was just listening to everything, and I actually wanted to say something. Like, I genuinely wanted to say something about it and be like, "Hey, bro, back off. She had enough of your negative energy or behavior when you want to say it." It's like, I just really wanted to say something about it and just tell him to back off, pretty much. But I was like I was giving her a fair chance for her to speak up for herself and just stand up for herself. But I just really wanted to say something about it and just get that guy to back off and leave her alone. But after they got done talking, like after he got done snapping at her, that's when he walked away, and I just gave her a look of like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, what the hell? And I told her that, jeez, what the fuck? He was so rude. Like, seriously, he was really rude. And she was like, yeah, I know. And after that, that's when we had our food, and we continued to talk about bits and stuff like that, and eating, and we were just making this joke about on TikTok about, because I was giving her an example about what we could do on TikTok, and I was just making a joke about it, and she was actually laughing about it, and I sent her the link to that video, and then she gave me a ride back home, and I thanked her for the food, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, it's just a very interesting story, to say the least. But that does bring me to the final part of the story, the moral. Okay, guys, moral of the story is, don't be snapping at people in public just because they can't give you any money. Like, that is their personal, somewhat their personal stuff after all. So, I understand if you're homeless, and you're really struggling with money, you really need money, but you snapping at somebody all because they are politely telling you that they can't give you money, then they're probably more likely to tell you the truth. So don't be snapping at them for it, for it's not really their fault. It is what it is thing. Just go ask the right person for it. And yeah, just maybe give your friends another chance, just because they truly have learned their lesson, truly learned from their mistakes. But anyways, though, that's it for well, guys, that's it for today's story. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content. I'm on the road to 500 subs, so please show some support. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you all, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.